The fear thing is not. I'm not gonna. I don't think this is Bush's doing. Bush just sort of took what was there and made it his. I was really hoping that Speaker Pelosi would really physically, symbolically create a change from that fear-based world and actually remove some of the cinder blocks. Her first move as Speaker of the House, remove some of the cinder blocks from in front of the House of Representatives. But she never even considered it. And I'm hoping that Obama does something similar with the White House, where he removes some meaningless piece of security theater from the White House. But I don't think he will. Because the fear-based enclosure of America, everything from the growth of the suburbs and gated communities to the now mandatory showing your ID whenever you go into any commercial building, to the cameras that are being installed in various cities, to these conventions, which are really armed prison camps, essentially, you could look at pictures. In 2000, it was officers in blue, in just regular blue uniforms in Philadelphia, versus now where you have full-on riot gear, cops marching in formation and chanting. I mean, it's a real terrifying shift in the way that America thinks about its security, and Democrats are complicit in this.
And likely there weren't any more terrorists today than there were in 2000. In fact, we know there was 19 terrorists hanging around the year 2000. But it's not for the terrorists. It's for us. The 284 people or 48 people that were arrested on Monday, how many of them were actually throwing anything or lit a fire? 18? 28 maximum?
It's also kind of a question of trade-offs, because the whole terrorism sort of argument is just accepted as an excuse. So, well, if this is presented to catch terrorists, then it's fine. And then there's some arguments about competence. This strategy is better. That's right. We need oversight to catch terrorists. Whatever. There's no discussion of the trade-offs that we've sort of lost our country, because not that this country was ever as free as it's sort of the right likes to memorialize or nostalgically talk about. But, it really is a different country than when I was growing up. The places that you can go, the just physical abridgments of freedom, the authority figures that now order people around, going through airports. I mean, that's crazy, right? I mean, and it's not done. It's just sort of subsuming everyone's rights to sort of dull bureaucrats. It's not done because we're trying to catch terrorists. But even if it were, would it be worth it?
Well, that's a question that, of course, the Republicans would flip out over.
Well, so would the Democrats. I mean, Let's be honest here. I mean, the Democratic Party, and I don't include just the leaders in this, I've talked to plenty of Democrats themselves who, when I say they need to get rid of some of this security theater, get upset. They believe they're being protected from something.
Well, you know why, Matt? It's because it's taken over the culture. It's not just in politics, and it's not just in foreign policy. It's what we do with our kids, too. I remember when I was a kid, I'd get on a bike, I'd go wherever I wanted. My mom wasn't keeping track of me 24/7. Now we, put knee pads, arm pads, helmet, and then we say, all right, you can go within this security perimeter. You can maybe go down the street, but I got to know where you are at all times.
Well, there was this really interesting controversy in New York where somebody wrote an op-ed about how they let their kid was 9 and they was excited because it was the first time you get to ride the subway alone, and parents just sort of flipped out. But there was this interesting discussion of what it means as a child to have some freedom in your where you're allowed to go. And I mean, I remember being a kid growing up in the suburbs and having very limited options and not developing the ability to make choices as quickly as you might have wanted to.
Yeah, we're almost a different generation in that way. They let me roam.